Apollo 69.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another car review. We're finally back with one of these, the first one in 2018, and it's quite a special car. So I am here with my good friend Chandler. You guys may remember him from Horizon Tour, which was a gaming series I did on my channel with Forza Horizon 3. And this is probably, hopefully, the last review I ever film on this phone because of storage issues that I've had in the past. It's made filming a lot more difficult than it should be. So I've got the GoPro with me. That's where all the cinematics are filmed on, of course. But this car is a 2015 Jeep Wrangler Freedom Edition, and it is like literally the most loaded Jeep I've ever seen. And it's got every single bell and whistle you could think of. The power stuff. It's 4x4. I mean, it's got the navigation system and stuff in it, and all that stuff. It's really just a setup car. And I'm gonna hand it over to Chandler so he can explain the rest of the car to you guys.
So yeah, it's the Donna 44 axle is like one of the big things about this Jeep. Because I'm going off road right now to cut the road in half. But
Jeep life.
Yeah, the Sport Edition has the Donna 35, or like sometimes some of them have the 3030, like the old Jeeps, the axle, and the Rubicon has the 44, and so does mine, and that cuts the insurance in half pretty much compared to the Rubicon, and I get just as nice of a Jeep. The only difference between a Rubicon and mine that's negative for me is that it didn't come with the wheels and it doesn't say Rubicon on it. That's pretty much it. Like it's like an image thing. It doesn't say Rubicon. But mine's a Freedom Edition, and he'll show you in the video some pictures of like the things that make it special. But it's got of course the axle. It's got a whole ton of stickers on it that are like stars, and it's got this badge on it that like makes you know it's actually the Freedom Edition. It says Oscar Mike, and it's to let you know that that means in the military it means on the move, and that's like the catchphrase of the Freedom Edition, I guess. And yeah, it also, I have a winch on there so that I can tow people, and I also have tow straps and stuff like that. Yeah.
So this is the second Jeep I've ever filmed, and I mean, I actually like this one a lot. I'm usually not really big in the off-road car scene. I mean, granted, I own an Explorer, so I mean that's kind of one thing. But this is actually the second Jeep I filmed. This is actually the first brand I filmed multiple cars from, and the reason for that is, well, the first video on Jeep I did was Michael's old Grand Cherokee WJ. If you guys remember that. It was probably my most hated review because it was a two-wheel drive street build, and everyone was like, why do you buy a two-wheel drive? Why do you do this and do that? Well, apparently this is the only real Jeep out there, so we've got Chandler's here, and it's actually like this is the second time I've ridden in it now, because I mean, if you really count it, the way over here I ridden it for the first time. And it's surprisingly comfortable. Like, you would think with a Wrangler being an off-road focused vehicle that it wouldn't necessarily be the most comfortable thing on the streets. This thing is surprisingly comfortable. And we actually got another Wrangler. Hey, you got the Jeep Wave. The vehicle is surprisingly comfortable, like I said. I mean, it's just a great riding vehicle for, you know, the kind of history of the Wrangler being kind of just a brutal off-road car. Powering this vehicle is the 3.6 Pentastar V6. It was introduced in 2012, if I'm correct. And this is actually the same kind of platform I learned on with the Pentastar motor. My mom had a Pentastar in her car, or has a Pentastar in her car, and I mean, I learned to drive in a Pentastar, so I know how they are and how they react, and I actually really like the Pentastar engine. It's much like the 437. I always say it's the best V6 they built. Dodge, same way. The Pentastar is the best engine they make, that's not the Hemi. And it's an all-around great car, I think. And Chandler, would you like to go through the story, your history with Jeeps and stuff?
Yeah, so my first car was a Jeep, and quite honestly, I didn't really know what I wanted for a car. I wasn't really interested in driving for some reason. That was very stupid. But when I was 16, I just didn't really care, and I got my license because my parents made me, and they basically chose my vehicle for me. But I got a Jeep, and I ended up loving it, and it was awesome. It was a 2006 TJ. It was black, and it was manual. It was great. And then had the top off, and the rain started coming in, and I rear-ended somebody because I couldn't see anything, hydroplaned right into him, and it was totaled because I cracked my frame, and I ended up getting a Focus ST afterwards from the insurance money. Woohoo. And that thing was pretty great. It was fast, it was fun, it was nice, it was unique. Nobody had one like it. And then one day going to work, driving really fast on road near where we live, and flipped over 5 or 6 times, hit a tree. It was bad. Car was totaled, so I got this thing, and this is even better. So yeah.
I mean, a lot of you guys, if you've been watching my channel for that long, you'll remember Chandler's old Focus ST that he used to have. It was actually a really fun car. It was the only time I ever got to ride in it. And I mean, it was a fun car, and I'm upset that I never got the chance to review it, but that was my fault for not asking to. And I mean, it's not like I knew what was going to happen to it. But he's back from Auburn for he's been back for like the last 3 or 4 weeks, right?
Yeah, got about another week left.
And we were like, well, we want to shoot some videos together. He was obviously in the last Boosted Mafia video we did recently. So we were like, you know what, let's film a car review. And he was like, sure. We got together and filmed this on probably the worst day we could have picked. It's just insanely cold out today. So, I mean, it was kind of a bad day to choose, but we were like, we don't have too much time to film this since he's got to go back, like he said, about a week. Yeah. So we were just like, we need to get this out of the way while you're here. So we filmed this, and I really do like this vehicle a lot. Like I said, I'm not big in the off-road scene, and in my opinion, if I ever bought an off-roader, it'd either be an old Bronco or be one of these. And I actually kind of like the Jeep. And for America, if you're watching me from a different country, like a foreign country, and you've never seen one of these before, these things are infamous for being America's top off-roader. I mean, we used to have the Hummers, but those went out of production years ago. And so Jeep was kind of the last man standing in the off-road scene in America. You know, we have the Range Rovers here, we have the Ford Raptor, we have stuff like that. The I believe they call it the Outlaw, the Silverado.
Yeah.
Is here now. You know, we've got the Titan Warrior coming soon, but when it comes down to it, the Wrangler is the best-selling off-road vehicle in the U.S. because of its lineage and how historically well-known it is. So to be honest with you, if you're going to buy an off-roader, you know, the Jeep's the best one to go with in America, and they're popular. And I mean, it's got some torque to it. We have kind of an unseen clip on my channel, but him and Michael actually took on each other in Mexico with their 2 Jeeps.
Oh yeah, that trip to Mexico was a fun one.
And this one inched it. But the reason for that is because it's a lot heavier. It's a 4x4, and Michael's is 2-wheel drive. So I mean,
and I have a winch that weighs like 1,000 pounds. So
yeah,
it's good. It's like a winch bumper where it's like a welded on. It's like it's the whole package.
Yeah. So I mean, it's quick for its class, for sure. And you know, Wranglers are one of the most modifiable vehicles ever sold. You can get parts from all over the place. I've seen so many Wranglers in different styles lately.
I would argue it's the most moddable car. I think you could build a Jeep just by buying parts. I swear on it. If you have an engine, you could build an entire Jeep out of a catalog. I swear. It's crazy. Like,
Wranglers are just that popular vehicles that they're so easy to build. And when it comes down to it, I mean, off-road wise, you can't really do much better in America anymore. I mean, the Wrangler's just that good. You know, for a little while, I wanted to get one, and the one I looked at was a 2006, actually. It was the X trim, so it was like the lowest you could get, and it was a 4x4, and it had the 4.0 inline 6, I believe. And my plan was to throw a 5.7 or 6.4 Hemi in there, because Jeep never made a Wrangler with a V8. Since the 60s and 70s. Here we go. Glad you passed him. Something smelled illegal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I'll just show you a little bit of power. It's not too slow.
It's not bad.
It hit 80.
Really?
Then. Yeah.
Goodness. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this car review. Special thanks to Chandler for, you know, coming out and filming this with me. We're going to have a lot more different stuff going on. It's going to be a fun time while he's down here. He'll be with us, hopefully, for Caffeine and Octane.
Indeed.
And possibly even tomorrow night, for Boosted Mafia. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Chandler may also be making a YouTube channel himself eventually. So whenever he does that, if I find out what it is, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Thank you guys again for watching. See you guys in the next one.